you'd like to ask a question. Questions for Iga.
Iga, your opponent just said that she feels as though she won this match. She took this match. It wasn't about what you did. What are your thoughts about what happened out there today?
I think it's never, only one person, because we're literally playing tennis match. It's, about what I'm playing as well, I think, because I totally let her, come back to the game in a second set, and I shouldn't have done that. So I made some mistakes as well. But for sure, she used her chance.
You've never lost to her before. What tactically was she doing different, or what kind of in her game was she able to emphasize this time?
Honestly, I mostly remember my mistakes and what I did wrong, so it's hard for me to analyze from the other perspective now. I would need to kind of watch this match, but I was more focused on myself and how I can get my game better, because for sure I felt like my energy level went down a little bit in the second set and I couldn't really get back up. So I know what I need to change, and I'll do that, but, grass season is over, so it's not like I need to, really think about this match in terms of, analyzing for next week, because basically it's going to be totally different on clay and hard court. So, I'm not going to really focus on this match in terms of the tactics or technical stuff.
Yeah, you said it started really well, and then there's been a dip on the energy level. I mean, it's been a long stretch for you, the whole clay. Do you feel maybe that was one match too many, and that was this one?
I wouldn't say it was, too many, because obviously we need to be ready to compete at the highest level for many, many weeks. But for sure, I didn't feel like I don't know, my tank of really pushing myself to the limits became suddenly empty, and I was kind of surprised. But I know what I did wrong after Roland Garros. I didn't really rest properly. I'm not gonna make this mistake again, and after such a tough clay court season, I really messed up my recovery. So maybe that's also the reason. But I thought that I'm gonna be able to kind of play at the same level, but I feel like on grass I need a little bit more of that energy to keep being patient and accept some mistakes, and mentally I didn't really do that well on this tournament. So I need to recover better after clay court season, both physically and mentally.
Iga, how determined are you to win this title one day? And is it something that you put above the other title, the other Grand Slams?
I mean, if I would have another Wimbledon in 2 months, I would be really, really determined, and for sure, I'll focus really hard right now to work for it. But it's gonna be in, a year, so I'm not sure, what's gonna happen in a year. Obviously, I am determined on every tournament. So actually, this part of the season is not easy because it's the middle of the season. We're switching surfaces. And for me, going from this kind of tennis where I felt like I'm playing, the best tennis in my life to another surface where I kind of struggle a little bit more. It's not easy, and all that stuff really combines to me not really having a good time, on Wimbledon. But again, I feel like if I'm gonna do a better job at recovering, and if I'll have more energy coming into the tournament, I can work through that and just focus on the right stuff.
Iga, you're talking about you said that you messed up your recovery physically and mentally, but what do you think you could have done differently given kind of the nature of the schedule?
I mean, I literally came back, to work, not tennis-wise, but off-court stuff, and I shouldn't have done that. So maybe next year I'm gonna take a vacation and literally just do nothing.
Like commercial things that we mean by off-court?
No, off-court stuff, but my stuff, commercially, I know that we're not. I mean, we planned the year that way, so I don't have to do a lot before Olympics.
Iga, traditionally you haven't played a warm-up tournament before Wimbledon. You've talked about kind of wanting more recovery after Roland Garros. Do you think that if you had played a lead-in tournament for this, it might have kind of helped getting comfortable on the grass? And would you kind of consider playing a warm-up tournament next year?
I mean, I did it last year, so we always consider every option, but you never know. You know, I could have got injured in a second match because I didn't because I practiced, you know, straight away after Roland Garros. In that case, so you never know. I think my coaches are pretty good at planning, so they chose the right option for this year, but we'll see what's going to happen next year.
We have time for 2 more English.
You've given us sort of your analysis of things. What about the emotional side? What are the emotions you're feeling now?
Well, not positive, obviously. I lost in the third round, so I felt like I underachieved a little bit. But it's tennis, so you have to move on. I'll have, you know, many more chances this year to show my game, so I'll just focus on that.
One more English question.
How do you see the road to the Olympics now? How are you going to prepare?
Honestly, the same way as before any important tournament, but for sure I'm going to take a lesson and rest a bit more. And I don't know, I feel like even though I didn't perform well at this tournament, because of how the whole season is looking, I deserve it, and I should literally, you know, do it better, because I'm not going to be able, you know, to go through the whole season playing, you know, good tennis. So I'll focus on that, and I'll get back to work and play.
Iga, how determined are you to win this title one day? And like, is it something that you put above the other title, the other Grand Slams?
I mean, if I would have another Wimbledon in 2 months, I would be really, really determined, and for sure, you know, I'll focus really hard right now to work for it. But it's gonna be in, you know, a year, so I'm not sure, you know, what's gonna happen in a year. Obviously, I am determined, like, on every tournament. So actually, this part of the season is not easy because it's the middle of the season. We're switching surfaces. And for me, you know, going from this kind of tennis where I felt like I'm playing, you know, the best tennis in my life to another surface where I kind of struggle a little bit more.